Welcome back to First Coast Living. Divorce is a difficult time for families to go through, but our next guest says that she and her team, they say they are ready to fight for your rights. And please welcome back to the show, Heather Quick from the Quick Law Group. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Good to see you on the chat as well on NBC, ABC at 3 o'clock every day. But today we're talking a little bit about your law firm specifically, and you guys have a unique approach. And you focus on divorce and family law, but specifically for women.
That's correct. It is our passion to represent women through that process. As a woman, I understand we have unique needs and a different approach. We think differently than men, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. And when you find something you like, and in the area of the law, such as divorce, which is difficult, it's important to do what you like, and that's who we want to help through that process.
And I can imagine there's also obviously the legal expertise that goes into it, but also the comfort level, because I'm sure showing up in court sometimes can be an intimidating thing.
Absolutely, and they know we're on their side, and I care about them, our whole team. We really care about the women in our firm going through the process and their safety and their well-being, their family, but then also where are they going to be in the future. That's something that we really focus on. Like, let's get you through this and make you come out on the other side better than you were before.
And you also focus on family law, and talk about what you do in those regards. What kind of things you focus on?
Well, with family law, it's more than just divorce, because there can be, of course, post-divorce issues, but domestic violence falls into that, I would say, topic of family law, that broad topic. And we represent a lot of women who have been the victim of domestic violence and advocate on their behalf through the domestic violence process, which is separate from the divorce, and then also through the divorce if that's necessary. You don't have to be married to be a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah, and how would you specifically help a woman who has been through a domestic violence issue? What are some of the things that you would do for them?
Well, many times they'll come to our office, say, oh, I need a divorce, and we will inquire into the process, and I will really see signs of domestic abuse, which cause concern for anyone in our office that they are safe. So we talk through that process. The state of Florida has the injunction process, so they can go to the courthouse and apply for an injunction, which is protection. It keeps the husband, the boyfriend away from them. Or we do that for them in their office if they're intimidated by the courthouse, they have small children, they don't want to do that. And once that's granted, if it's granted, they meet the criteria. That's a lot of what we talk about in the office. This is what's required for you to really prevail in the at least temporary injunction. And then there's almost a mini trial. There is a court proceeding that will occur 2 weeks later.
Yeah, have you seen a lot, and I had spoken with someone before about just the increased number of cases of people stepping forward to say that they are a victim of domestic violence, especially on the heels of what we saw with the NFL, with the Ray Rice situation and so on?
Yeah, I mean, 1 in 3 women are a victim of domestic violence, of intimate partners, and it's always been there. We are trying to educate women and empower them to tell them this is not the way you have to live. We have the ability to help you. There are a lot of resources in the communities to get you out of that. And I mean, when we look at, there was one just a few weeks ago, the murder-suicide, 72% of that is from an intimate relationship. It's staggering, the presence of domestic violence in this country.
Yeah, and you're seeing this more and more in the headlines and getting more and more
Yes.
attention. If someone finds themselves in a situation, obviously they should be contacting someone to get help and guidance instead of trying to deal with it. I'm sure a lot of people maybe have tried to deal with it at home on their own first.
Right, and we have a wonderful community full of resources and support groups in Hubbard House, Betty Griffith House. All of those are wonderful, and they need support, someone to talk to who can tell them you have rights. You do not have to stay in that situation. And typically, another form of intimidation is at the hearing. It takes a lot of strength for that woman to go get the injunction, but then she's scared. He's going to show up. He's going to intimidate me. Maybe he knows the judge. You know, there are men who exhibit this type of behavior tend to be controlling, can be very narcissistic, and there's fear on so many levels.
And you're there every step of the way.
Absolutely, and we will get them through the hearing and really plan, what are you going to do with your life? Because it's fair. There's the fear of the abuse, but there's also the fear of the unknown. What's going to happen next?
And you're helping with that guidance as well.
Absolutely. That is what we really focus on for our clients.
All right. Well, Heather Quick, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by today. And thanks so much to the Quick Law Group for sponsoring this segment. For more information, you can always visit thequicklawgroup.com. You can also call them. The number is there on your screen, 904-203-44 888-522-0020.